The air is thick with the scent of dry dust and ancient oil. There she sits, a North American F-100 Super Sabre, the world's first fighter capable of supersonic speed in level flight. But today, she is a ghost. Decades of neglect have turned her Century Series brilliance into a tragic sight. Thick green moss clings to the underside of the wings. The once polished aluminum is pitted, gray, and oxidized. When you run your hand over the fuselage, it doesn't feel like a jet. It feels like sandpaper. The cockpit glass is opaque with grime, hiding a nest of rusted gauges and frayed wires. This isn't just a repair, it's a resurrection. The restoration begins with the rhythmic click-clack of a pneumatic wrench. To save the plane, you must first break it down. Every screw tells a story of the Cold War. As the heavy engine cowling is lifted, decades of desert sand pour out like an hourglass. One of the most satisfying moments, the ultimate ASMR experience, is the dry ice blasting. Watch as a jet of frozen carbon dioxide hits the mossy wing. With a sharp hiss, the green sludge and old paint vanish instantly, sublimating into vapor, leaving behind a raw, naked silver skin. For the first time in 50 years, the Super Sabre breathes. The heart of this beast is the Pratt & Whitney J57 turbojet. In the hangar, the engine sits on a yellow stand, looking like a burnt titanium cathedral. Restoring this is a test of patience. You take a fine brass brush and scrub each individual turbine blade. Scritch, scritch, scritch. Fact: the F-100 was famous for the Sabre dance, a dangerous aerodynamic quirk during landing. To ensure safety today, flight control cables are replaced with brand new stainless steel. You apply bright blue aeronautical grease to the pulleys. The texture is like thick silk, ensuring that when the pilot moves the stick, the tail flappers move with the silence of a ghost. Inside the cockpit, it's a symphony of tactile sensations. You remove the old, cracked rubber hoses and snap in fresh, braided lines. The stars and bars insignia on the side is faded, but the internal senses of the plane, the avionics, are being reborn. You slide the refurbished radar scope into the dashboard. Click, it seats perfectly. When you flip the master battery switch, the cockpit doesn't just turn on, it sighs. A warm amber glow fills the cabin, reflecting off the newly polished glass of the altimeter. It's the first sign of life. most visual part of the journey, the Polish. The F-100 wasn't just painted silver, it was bare metal. Using a high-speed buffer and specialized rouge, you begin to work the aluminum. Slowly, the dull gray metal transforms. It ripples. It brightens. Suddenly, you can see your own reflection in the wing. You can see the American flag hanging from the hangar rafters, reflected in the fuselage. This is the mirror finish that made the Super Sabre an icon. When you peel back the masking tape from the fresh red, white, and blue decals, the snap of the tape is the final exclamation point on her beauty. The hangar doors creak open. The desert sun hits the polished silver, and the F-100 looks like a drop of liquid mercury. The ground run is a sensory overload. The starter motor whines, a high-pitched scream, followed by a deep, guttural whoosh as the J-57 ignites. The heat haze behind the tail blurs the horizon. As the pilot pushes the throttle, the vibration shakes your chest. She taxis out, sleek and predatory. With a roar that defies physics, she lifts off. The landing gear tucks into the belly with a mechanical thud. Looking up, you don't see a restored relic. You see a masterpiece. The moss is gone. The rust is a memory. The Super Sabre is home in the sky, shimmering like a diamond, 100% restored and 100% legendary.
A final check of all flight surfaces. Flaps down, flaps up. Rudder left, rudder right. No hesitation. Aircraft airworthy. Restoration complete.
Thank you so much for remembering us. It means the world to see her again.